Plasma Dragon 15 here with a Wi-Fi battle against KingDaddyDMAC. He's a pretty cool guy, he's really nice, you should definitely check him out. And yeah, this was more of a lolzy match instead of more of a practical one. I used my Eeveelutions team and he uses a Trick Room team he wanted to show me. So yeah, I tricked his Rhyperior choice specs as I took his leftovers, and so he's stuck on Stealth Rock, so he has to switch out. I predict to switch into a dark type, so I use Signal Beam, but he goes into a Clefable, and I hate Clefable. So yeah, I go into Flareon to try to scare it away with Superpower, but I don't want him to know exactly that I have Superpower, so I use Fire Blast, I think. Yeah, and I miss. Didn't really matter. But yeah, I just wanted to scare him away, because this Flareon is the only thing on my team that can take out that Clefable easily. Everything else will get walled out. But yeah, I use Hidden Power Grasp on a Slowbro. It does a decent chunk as he goes for a Trick Room. So yeah, I pretty much have to switch out, predicting a Surf and go into Vaporeon, named Ariel, and it's a boy, so I have to change that. Yeah, so he restores my Stealth Rock damage, which is nice. I predict a switch out, so I go for... oh wait, he goes for Slack Off. But yeah, I use Aqua Ring here, I believe. Oh, I go for a Substitute. Okay, yeah. Then I use Aqua Ring on the next turn, so yeah. Now he's obviously going to switch out. I'm going to Clefable as I set up an Aqua Ring and be prepared to Baton Pass it. So yeah, he uses Seismic Toss, but luckily Vaporeon has 16 HP subs, I think. So a Seismic Toss cannot break it, so I Baton Pass it to Metarana. Oh, that was horrible pronunciation, but whatever. So yeah. My Leafeon gets some Aqua Ring and Substitute as I set up Swords Dance behind it, as he breaks my sub with Seismic Toss. So that's... I really do not care if he does or not. So yeah, I have Aqua Ring and a Swords Dance. So I set up a Substitute because he's probably not going to predict it. He's probably going to think I'm going to attack him. So he goes for a Wish, and he switches out, and I take this time to set up another Leaf Blade. I mean, whatever. Swords Dance, excuse me. So, yeah. Now, I'm not sure if a +4 Leaf Blade can kill a Dusknoir, because those things are freaking beast at defense. So I just take this time to set up another Swords Dance, and I'm still on a Substitute with Aqua Ring, so that's nice. And he sets up a Trick Room, so he breaks myself with Fire Punch, and I Leaf Blade that freaking Dusknoir to fucking hell. Because I hate Dusknoir with a passion, and I think that they're the most unnecessary evolution ever. I mean, just look at Dusclops. Their base stats are exactly the fucking same. But anyway, enough of my rant on Dusclops and Dusknoir. He sends in Machamp, and his only hope of stopping my Leafeon is Dynamic Punching and hoping for Confusion Hacks. Well, he's starting to get it, but whatever. So I get my Saliberry boost against the Trick Room team, so that's lols. But yeah, I break through Confusion because my Leafeon loves me to death, because who wouldn't love me to death, and I Leaf Blade that thing to hell. And Machamp dies, and I'm really glad because I had nothing to take out Machamp other than Espeon, and it's still in Trick Room, so that would have sucked. So yeah, Clefable kills me off with Seismic Toss, and there goes my Leafeon, but it did a pretty damn good job. So here comes my Vaporeon, because Vaporeon against Clefable is epic, and he can't do anything against me except Toxic, which I really do not care about. So I set up a Substitute as he Toxics me, and I get hit by poison, but I get leftovers, and the dimensions return to normal. I know he's going to switch, so I just Baton Pass to get a counter against him, so I send in my Jolty fucking Eon, whatever, I don't care, because Jolteon's the pros Pokemon ever, and I totally forgot he had a Rhyperior, so I just go for Charge Beam, but I have Hidden Power Grass, because it's so much better than Ice, and I OKO that Rhyperior even with Solid Rock, and I personally think that Rhyperior sucks and it belongs in fucking UU, but whatever. So he sends in Clefable. I take this time to Charge Beam it because I know a Thunderbolt won't do much, and I don't get the boost, but it does nothing, but whatever. So yeah, he Seismic Tosses, but I still have Vaporeon's massive HP sub, so it doesn't break it. So I use a Charge Beam again, and luckily this time I do get the special attack raise. So I'm like a Specs Jolteon with Life Orb that can switch attacks right now, which is pro, because Jolteon's just that fucking sexy. Just look at it. Well, Hard Gold is fucking ugly, but I don't care. So yeah. I Thunderbolt this Clefable with +1 and Life Orb, and it doesn't kill, it lives. I'm like, oh, really, Clefable? Are you this much of a fucking bitch? Because, I'm sorry, people, but I hate Clefable. With a passion. I hate anything that can wall Jolteon. So I take this time to send in Umbreon, because I can't do anything to that Clefable, as he switches out into Tangrowth on the same turn. So I'm like, yeah, well, this is probably one of those gay, bulky, freaking Leech Seed Sleep Powder things. So I taunt it, and he does go for a Sleep Powder. So I'm like, okay, pro. So he switches out because he can't do crap to Umbreon, I'm assuming at this time. And instead of going for a payback, which I probably should have done to kill the Clefable, I go for a Wish. To heal Vaporeon, because I want that Vaporeon to keep on passing its sexy 100 whatever substitutes. Because those are so helpful against this freaking Clefable. And at this point, this Clefable's really scary. Like, I have nothing to take out this Clefable at all. Like, all my Eeveelutions that are left are special attackers. Like, the only hope I can get to killing this Clefable is the bluff superpower on my Flareon. Because at this point, he has no clue that my Flareon has superpower. He thinks it's just a special attacker. We were even talking on Skype, and he said, isn't Flareon's attacks that higher? And I was like, yeah. Got a problem with that? So, yeah. I take this time to set up Substitute as he goes into Slowbro, as he sets up a Trick Room. So, yeah, I get Aqua Ring. And he goes for Psychic, and I didn't quite think that this would break my sub, but it does. I was kind of underestimating Slowbro here. So I Baton Pass only the Aqua Ring to Umbreon, which is pro. So I know he's going to switch into Clefable or Tangrowth. I was really hoping it was Clefable though. So I taunt on the switch, and he goes into Tangrowth. I was really hoping it was Clefable so I could taunt it. But that's fine. So I have an Umbreon with an Aqua Ring and freaking Leftovers. And this is what caught me off guard. That's a fucking Specs Tangrowth with freaking Focus Blast. That totally caught me off guard. So I Toxic it, thinking it was a wall, but that just caught me off guard, man. Seriously. But that's perfectly fine. So I go into Espeon to resist the freaking Focus Blast, and it does a pretty damn good chunk of Espeon. Even whatever. Yeah. So I know he's going to switch into fucking Clefable to wall my Espeon, so I go into Flareon. And guess what? He does go into Clefable, just as I predicted. So I'm really hoping he does not think that I have freaking superpower. And guess what? He stays in, and I superpower that fucking Clefable to hell. And it dies. Fuck you, Clefable. I hate you with a passion. Go die in a fire. You just lost to a freaking Flareon. Go to hell. So yeah, Flareon just raped it. So he sends in Slowbro. I really don't care about Flareon anymore. I didn't say that. But I just hit Power Grass. I can't even switch in because it's Stealth Rocks anymore anyway. So I just let it set up Trick Room because I'm really not worried. Because I still have freaking Espeon with Signal Beam. I have Jolteon with Thunderbolt. I have a Umbreon with Payback. I'm really not worried about this thing. So I just hidden power it. And he just begins to stall me out of Life Orb damage here, which is perfectly fine. I really don't care. He's actually doing what I want, because I want the Trick Room to be over so that Jolteon can outspeed it and Thunderbolt it. But, I get a crit here. Now, that was kinda gay, but it didn't really matter, because I still have a Jolteon, I have an Espeon with Signal Beam, I have an Umbreon, he can't do crap to them. So he sends in Tangrowth, and he misses Focus Blast, which didn't really matter, I guess. Because, well, I still have Vaporeon, and Focus Blast wouldn't have done much, and I have Espeon with Signal Beam, so, yeah. That was a pretty good game, KingDaddyDMAC, and that was a pretty nice game. Hope to play you again sometime. See you guys later.